Just wanted to make this third video in the set to give some more details about the drive from Brisbane down to Melbourne that I did last week, dropping off a rental car. From the car itself, you can bring up your charging stations, if you press in the right spot anyway, don't mind me. You can bring up your charging stations available here. My first stop was this particular charging station on that drive. You can click on the screen to see more details about the station itself, when its busy times are, how much it's actually going to cost you for the charge there, and obviously more details about what you can actually find in the area. So this is the one I was just clicking on. So it shows here that you've got available stations 1 right as we speak out of the 4 stations there, and the speed, and also what's in the area. So the knife and fork, obviously there's a little restaurant there, or pub. So in this particular journey I ordered ahead a burger there, and by the time I arrived the burger was ready. Ate the burger, and by the time I'd finished eating the burger the car was ready to go. So I think I stayed there about 18 minutes on that particular journey. Just plugging in the destination again for the border. So that'll show you all of the charging stations, including the one I was just pointing out, and obviously how long you'll need to charge for at each station, your estimated time of arrival, etc. So as I said, after that first charging stop, my next charging stop was Coffs Harbour. However, on this particular journey I did 2 nights, so I actually stayed in Coffs Harbour. So I got my full charge overnight for free in the house I was staying in, which meant that my next charging stop the next day at Port Macquarie, instead of being 35 minutes that it says on the screen there, I only needed about 10 minutes there. So just to recap, from Brisbane down to Melbourne, if you stop at Maclean, you've got a pub there with toilets and places to get food. Coffs Harbour is at a shopping centre, so you've got Woolies and JB Hi-Fi and public toilets, etc. So Coffs Harbour, then Port Macquarie is at a winery, so always got toilets there. The winery restaurant is sometimes open, sometimes not. I may remake this video later properly with my editor to edit in some of the drone shots that I've got from each of these charges, but if you can just bear with me for the voice at the moment. Port Macquarie, then Heatherbrae, basically Newcastle near Sydney. That charging stop takes about 20 minutes, but it is right next to a service station which has a public toilet that's open 24/7, so you can always get to the toilet there. Allow a 5-minute wait because they do only have 1 toilet there, but yeah, usually with all of those charging stations that I just mentioned, by the time you've either had something to eat and or gone to the toilet, your car's ready, because it's usually 12 to 18 minutes per charging stop if you arrive at 10%. Then, excuse me, Macquarie is in Sydney itself, so I've got this set to no tolls, so it'll take you through Sydney to that particular charger. You can set it to pay for tolls, and there are other ways to get around Sydney without actually stopping at that Macquarie charger. It does add about an hour to the journey. Then you've got Goulburn next on the way to Victoria. So that charging stop is around about a 20-minute one, and there is a service station there, but there is a bit of a walk to get to that service station. So again, if you allow 5 minutes each way for the walk and 5 minutes at the service station, you'll be done with that charging stop. Excuse me, that was for Gundagai. Goulburn is actually in a little town, so your toilet and restaurants are across in the park, so a much shorter walk. So Goulburn and Gundagai both have facilities. Then Wodonga, not so great for toilets at Wodonga. You do have to stop at one of the service stations on the way in or on the way out of town. There's really nothing within walking distance of that charger. And then the only other charger, if you are continuing on to Melbourne, is the Euroa charger, which is in a little town. So again, if you're there in the daytime, facilities are okay. At night, I'm not too sure whether they shut the public toilets, which are across the road from the charger. I haven't actually been to that particular one at night time. So yeah, maybe just check the reviews on PlugShare for that particular station. If you'd like to rent one of these cars, a Tesla, you can go to teslataxi.com.au, or feel free to leave comments on this video if you'd like me to answer any questions about how exactly a journey like this travels around Australia. I've done basically Brisbane to Melbourne and back many times. We have had a few cars go over to Adelaide, so we know sort of all of those charging stations pretty well. I haven't kind of gone much further north than the Sunshine Coast because that's pretty much where the Tesla chargers stop in Queensland, but we do have one of our cars up in Port Douglas, so I can call on the person that drives that car to see exactly what the charging situation's like on that journey, because he did drive that car up from Brisbane. So yeah, teslataxi.com.au if you'd like more information, and we'd love to help you out. Thank you.